said stolen vehicle for a little bit, but then they also said that this is a possible elderly abuse suspect driving that vehicle. Then that's the reason why they're trying to pull him over. I don't know if there's an elderly person in that vehicle, but I can definitely tell you from what we were seeing before we went live that this driver of this pickup truck definitely playing with the officers, meaning slowing down on purpose, letting them get close, then kind of speeding up, just doing weird things. And again, this is not a good thing to watch, because when these suspects do these type of maneuvers, it kind of gives you an idea what kind of mentality they have, and that could lead to a very unfortunate ending. Right now you get an idea of all the officers, and again, a lot of stop and a lot of go. That's what we were talking about. There he did it once again. Now LAPD, they've got a number of officers behind it. There might be some California Highway Patrol also, and Santa Monica, because this is technically in the Santa Monica area. But right now, back on the Pacific Coast Highway, if you ever drive this, you know pretty much it's going to dump you back onto the 10. There is an opportunity to take some side streets. He was driving through Santa Monica before we got here. We'll see where he goes in just a moment or two.
Stu, before you cut out, it looked like the two cars got very close to each other. Did they collide, or did they almost collide?
You know, the officers get really close, and they've been trying to do these pit maneuvers, and that driver of the truck has been driving slow, and then when they get really close, then he'll speed up. He's basically been playing with the officers. I don't think the LAPD rear-ended, or he actually made contact with that suspect in that way. Now that we're on this side of it, we might be able to get a better look up, of course, and figure you want to do something in Skybox as soon as you want to do it. He had the window down. Oh, he still does have the window down. I thought he brought the window up. There he goes. He's been just kind of lazily putting his hand out. He's been doing gestures, not the gesture that you're thinking of, you know, basically waving the cops off, waving the cops in. And again, crazy maneuver right there. You just saw it, moved all the way over, trying to get over to the, now getting off the freeway. It's again, I really believe that this person is playing with those officers, and that is not a good thing at all, because, you know, when these things come to an end, law enforcement, they have guns, and it just, you know, and when the suspect has this kind of playful, almost, you know, encouraging the officers to be more aggressive, it's just not a good thing. Now, LAPD, believe me, they are professionals, consummate professionals. Now you can see him kind of taking off again, speed's getting a little bit higher, back onto the 10 freeway. This is basically the area that this vehicle, this chase, has been in since we left Van Nuys. He's gotten off the freeway a couple of times, but always made his way back over to the 10.
Plus, we don't know, like you said, there could be someone else in addition to this suspect in the vehicle, right? And that's scary, because that person's life is in danger as well if this person continues to drive aggressively and recklessly.
Definitely. And, you know, if there is somebody in there and that person has a voice, meaning like, you know, basically like, hey, why are you doing this? Can we bring this to an end? Maybe they can reach over, grab this, push the start-stop button, or do something to bring this to an end. The fact that you know, again, I'm waiting for the assignment desk to confirm, maybe they can tell you, but I definitely heard the words elderly abuse suspect is what this person is wanted for, and that is just disturbing in itself. And again, we don't know the circumstances, but there is always that possibility now that there might be an elderly person in that vehicle with them. It gets really twisted and really ugly. Getting back off the freeway here, looks like we're going to be, I'm not really sure, I was going to say Pico, but it's the Pico district area, making that turn right there, getting onto 31st Street. And again, LAPD, they're doing what they can, lights and sirens. They did back off, go into tracking, but they re-engaged it, and I think that was when the additional information came out about what that suspect is wanted for. And so you can see the helicopter in the air, you've got units on the ground, and they're definitely lights and sirens, so folks on the road know what's going on. But you saw they're being aggressive. They want to bring this thing to an end. They've tried to pit this vehicle a couple of times. Hopefully they'll be able to do this and nobody will be hurt.
What's concerning is the attitude and the mentality of the driver. We don't know what this driver is thinking, but certainly the attitude of being totally disregarding of the officers and the public, and the taunting measures that this driver is taking, you know, with the arm gestures and starting and stopping and basically toying with these police officers.
Yeah, and taunting is really, I think that's one of the best words. It is basically that driver is encouraging those officers and then, you know, and luring them in and then making moves that contradict it. I wonder if they're going to continue to try to do that pit maneuver. Clearly, this vehicle, you know, has some extra stability. Maybe there's something in the bed that we don't see. You can see the rear bumper. You know, that's from the multiple pit maneuvers or attempts. It has moved the rear end, but not enough to get it to spin around. And maybe that might be because it's been going too slow. That is actually part of it, one of the things as well. So right now, though, you can see it. I don't have to tell you, Pico District, we're on the surface streets out here. Speed slowing down, but this aggressive, weird driving of like quick U-turns, accelerating and then stopping. LAPD, they have not backed off, so there's lights and sirens, so the folks down there do know, and I'm just getting wider and wider of a shot because I'm trying to get a number of officers that are behind it. There is a significant amount of LAPD behind this person, and again, that might be because of that, what we believe this person to be a wanted for elder abuse.